do let the listeners know where they can find you and your music. So we've got you on, on YouTube, Apple, Spotify. Where else can they find you online?
You can find me on, everywhere. YouTube, Spotify, just write Roy Aleksander with a K and a S. And also, you can find me on Instagram at Roy Alex with a K and two S's. And on Facebook, you can find me Roy Alex Official, same on Twitter.
All right, and that's important. I'm glad you brought that out. I want to be sure and mention the fact that he spells his last name with a KS, not an X. It's Alekxander. So you can look him up online. You'll find his music. There isn't a lot of his history there and his personal side, so we're going to explore that here today. And I know John Bon Jovial wants to jump in. Jump on in, John.
Okay, well, first of all, Roy, welcome to the program. We're really glad that you're with us today.
Thank you very much, John.
Oh, sure. Hey, what I want to know, though, is, we've listened to one of your songs, and I want to know what kind of thought process you use in coming up with the musical numbers that you do. What are your thoughts on the kind of, production that goes into it? Have you ever considered using analog versus digital or a mixture of both? That kind of thing.
Yeah, well, honestly, when I make a song, it depends, like, the thought process. Some songs I just write them down before I head into the studio, and then we take it from there. And then we listen, okay, is this a sad song? Is this a happy song? What kind of instruments will we put in? What kind of type of, what kind of type of feel do we want to have? But other songs are more like I listen to the beat and then I jump from where the beat starts. Like my next single, which will come out early August, is Roses in Paris. That's a song that I was just, after making a lot of sad, not so happy songs, I was realizing that I need something more up-tempo for my upcoming project. And I was just listening to this Cuban trap type beat, and from there it just went straight. It was pretty easy, to be honest. It was so fun making that song.
And we're going. Go ahead, John.
Okay, I was just going to say, I think it's human nature for all of us at one time or another in our lives to go to a dark place and then emerge better off for it, and on an upswing, and to create whether it's music or poetry or sculpture, any kind of art. And I think that kind of has to be the natural cycle of things. Do you agree with that assessment?
Exactly. That's exactly how it is. And especially to me, I needed to get everything out with my songs. Otherwise, I don't know where I would have been. My music was the only way for me to express how I felt, because I'm not exactly the person that likes to talk about my feelings to people. So at least I have music where I can let everything out and that's be vulnerable.
That's a good thing, too, the fact that you're able to express yourself through your music. And for our listeners, we're going to give you a sneak preview, because we're going to be playing the tune that Roy has coming out in August. We're going to be playing that at the end of our discussion with Roy here now, so you can look forward to a sneak preview of that. Thank you, Roy, for sharing that and allowing us to play it for our listeners. Now, as you said, you're not really the type of person that really enjoys expressing yourself personally, and the music helps you do that. So that brings my next question. How much of your music really is what we would call autobiographical? How much of it comes from things that occurred to you in your life?
I would say 70-80%. Yeah, because some things are not exactly my life, but stories I've heard of, from my grandparents and stuff like that. And other things are more like Roses in Paris, which was a totally fun song that I didn't really, it wasn't something personal, but it was something that I felt like maybe people will enjoy that, something that is not too serious, but at the same time fun and has some quality in it. And then it's sometimes I would write for an artist I have in mind, and then I take it from there.
Now, you've made your stuff.
Oh,
go ahead.
Yeah, no, that was the ending. Like,
Oh, okay.
I write it on personal note.
Yeah, that's the thing. You stop to take a breath, and one of us is going to jump in and say something. So don't forget that. You've been making yourself quite a name over there in Europe and of course Norway and the Scandinavian areas. What do you see as the next step you want to take career-wise?
Well, the next step would be to finally cross the borders and get over to the States and try to see how things work over there.
That would be awesome. We would love to have you. We'd love to be able to tell the folks about it. As I said before, please keep in touch with us. You're now part of the David Bowers Awards family. We've got a page on Facebook you can use to post your events, your shows, your comings and goings, your music and everything. That's what that page is there for. And of course, we're all over the internet, Twitter, and all the other places that I can't even remember. So please be sure and keep in touch with us. And if you do have announcements and stuff, we'll be more than happy to spread the word for you on this side of the pond. And we do hope you'll let us know when you're going to be back over here in the States. Now, we've been talking about your next track, Roses in Paris, which we're going to play in a couple of minutes here. Do you have any plans for an album or a grouping of your music of some sort?
Well, the plan is to release an album, which will be called Nomad. And, that's the plan. Hopefully we will make it happen.
And do you have a target date or an approximate time? I mean, are we looking late this year, next year, or undecided?
It's undecided, but most likely next year.
Next year, 2020. Well, that would be cool. Yeah, that would be cool. And you don't know for sure when you're going to be back over here in the States, am I right?
Not 100% sure, no. But hopefully also by this year, but by the end of this year.
Great. And John Bon Jovial, you've got time for one last question here.
Well, yeah, I'm just hoping that, when you do come back over to the States, if you're going to be doing any touring, we, of course, are hoping that you will stop in the Southwest Florida area and also in Arizona, because I know that in addition to David and myself, after hearing this music and after the promotion that we're doing here, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to want to, check out Roy Aleksander and see what this guy is all about. So, not really a question, just kind of a hope more than anything else that, you're going to stay in touch with us, and especially if you're coming over to the United States, we're really going to want to know.
Thank you for all the love. Like, how could I do it?
Hey, our pleasure, and we really appreciate you taking the time to give us a call from over there in Norway and spend time with us talking about yourself and your music. And we're going to show the audience right now what you've been talking about, ladies and gentlemen. This is Roy Aleksander and his next release, Roses in Paris.
I was out here on my own. You grabbed my attention, now I'm yours. Now we on the floor, I got no control. Maybe you should come right here with me. Shakira when she on the beat. She going on the side like she Becky G. She jello, I'ma lose my feet. Oh, I swear she the one. She got the red dress, she got the roses, they on her lip, yeah. She call me Jose, first we salsa, then we merengue. She gonna be mine, she gonna be mine. Salam madame, you know I don't know what your name is. Bonjour mi amore, tú sabes que lo tengo todo. Habla portugués, I even say konnichiwa. We know not every language, I check you from the other planets. Shawty, you remind me of a movie. The way that you been looking kinda groovy. I like the way you move, like the way you do your thing. Maybe you should come right here with me. Oh, Shakira when she on the beat. She going on this sound like she Becky G. Ay, 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 yeah. She jello, I might lose my feet. Oh, I swear she the one, she the one. She got the red dress, she got the roses, they on her lip, yeah. She call me Jose, friends with salsa, we merengue. She gonna be mine, she gonna be mine. Salam madame, you know I don't know what your name is. Bonjour mi amor, tú sabes que lo tengo todo. Habla portugués, I even say konnichiwa. We know not every language, I check you from DR to Paris. Take you right here, where you wanna go, take you right there. I'll be right here, oh, where you wanna go, I take you everywhere. Oh, salam madame, you know I don't know what your name is. Bonjour mi amor, tú sabes que lo tengo todo. Habla portugués, I even say konnichiwa. We know not every language, I take you from DR to Paris.
There you go. Norwegian pop star Roy Aleksander, and that's his soon-to-be-released tune, Roses in Paris. I want to thank you all for coming by. I want to also thank our friend Mary Perry in Rochester, accredited underwriter, who underwrites the David Bowers Awards. We missed her up front and want to be sure and thank her for underwriting the David Bowers Awards on Rochester Free Radio. Thank you so much, Mary Perry. Thank our guest, Roy Aleksander, as well as the great group, The Town Pants. Check them out online. Drop them a line. Let them know that you like their music. They'd love to hear from you. John Bon Jovial, I'd love for you to take us home.
Okay, David, we are on our way. The David Bowers Awards, as usual, is broadcast around the world from the studios of Computer Help USA in Naples, Florida, and is available for free on Blog Talk Radio, also on YouTube, iHeartRadio, Spreaker, Amazon Alexa devices, as well as SoundCloud and Mixcloud. And now we are on the TuneIn Radio app and Podcoin, the app that pays you to listen to podcasts. Pretty cool. You should check it out. Click the follow link on our Blog Talk Radio page, like The David Bowers on Facebook, and of course follow us on Twitter as well. And be sure to join us next week for The David Bowers Awards, Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern on WRFC-FM. That's 106.3 Rochester Free Radio, and Blog Talk Radio, Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific, and 6 p.m. UTC for more great indie music and talk with the artists that make it happen. So until next week, for The David Bowers and Nick, our marvelously geeky engineer, I'm yours truly, the legendary John Bon Jovial, saying thank you for listening to us this week. We'll see you next week right here on The David Bowers Award.